Hi, my name is Jubilee, and today we are going to be building Jonah and the fish.
This is my 5-year-old niece Jubilee, and today we'll be building a small fish that she's designed. So let's go ahead and get started.
Actually, I don't want you calling me a niece.
Okay, this is my acquaintance who's 5 years old, Jubilee, and today we'll be building a small fish by her design. So the first thing we're going to do to begin construction on our wooden fish is take a few pine boards that are at least 6 or more inches long, and then cut them down the sides to make them just a fart thicker than 1/4 of an inch. Just like these. So here is the main design we've worked on. As you can see, it is more of a boxy, square looking kind of fish, but that should be great because we'll round off the edges and it'll look amazing. Although it is all made from one solid piece, it can theoretically be broken up into 2 different sections. We have the main front rectangle body of the fish, which is 4 by 3 inches, and then we have the tail, which is about 2.5 by 3 inches. So what do you think, Jubilee? Is that a decent size?
Yeah, that looks just good.
You think I'll be okay? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, awesome. So now that we are happy with the general size of the fish, Whoa, hold up. Did she just get us? With the general size of the fish, we're going to set about to make the main rectangular body of the fish a little bit thicker so it looks more realistic. To do this, we're going to take some of our other boards that are the same thickness as our original board and cut out 4 new rectangular pieces, 2 for each side of the fish. But we'll want each rectangular piece to be 1/2 inch shorter than the one before. So for instance, the main rectangular piece is 4 by 3 inches, so the next 2 inside layers are going to be 3.5 by 2.5 inches, and then the ones after that will be 2 by 3. Does that make sense, Jubilee?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And if it doesn't, it'll make more sense in a second. Let's get to cutting. So how this works is,
the little fin goes into the big fin, and the big fin goes into the fish.
Yup, and then we have 2 more pieces for the other side. But before we can attach the sides, we're going to have to go ahead and cut out the rest of the fish. So let's jump on it. Beautiful, just like this. And as you can see, we went ahead and cut out his little mouth as well.
Yep.
So now we can go ahead and take all the side pieces and the main fish itself and round off all the sides with a sander.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from...
We can glue both of the big pieces onto both sides of the fish.
No.
Yeah, we're trying our best here now, aren't we? We're slightly preoccupied.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone.
Now, of course, we do want to attach these other 2 sides on it, but before we do that, we want to cut a hole out of the center of it. This way, we'll have a small hole in the center of the fish for a tiny Jonah to live in, because we thought that'd be a cool addition midway through the build. The hole I'm going to cut out is going to be about 1 inch from the front and approximately 3/4 inch from the back. But past that, we just want to cut the largest hole we can possibly cut while still having the outer layer be able to cover it.
So let's get the cutting.
Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.
What do you think, Jubilee? Is that enough room for Jonah to live in?
Yes, that is just right.
So now comes the tricky part. We're going to want to take this to the router and drill a hole in the front of the fish just large enough to fit a magnet in, and then another one in the front of the fish's top just large enough to fit the magnet in. Then you just pop the magnets in place and glue them down. Next, I'm going to take a long neck screw and drill it through the bottom of the fish into the top fin, so that's almost hinged at the back. But before I do that, I'm first going to have to drill the pilot hole, then cut down the screw so it doesn't poke through the top fin. Then finally, we'll insert the screw into the hole, making sure to super glue it into the fin itself. Just like this. As you can see, the magnets hold it in place, and then the whole screw itself actually rotates, so you'll never unscrew the fin. So with that, the only thing that is left to do, for the body of the fish anyways, is to take our other fin and drill a shallow hole in it just large enough to cover up our screw head, then wood glue it in place. And here we are. This actually opens and closes wonderfully. Look at that. Amazing. Now you'll have to forgive me, I did misspeak. We're going to have to drill a small hole on each side of the fish for eyeballs. Now the body of the fish is complete and is ready for staining and or painting. Jubilee, what color should we paint the fish?
Red.
Red?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. You know what? I think I'm going to glue little tiny airsoft pellets in there for eyes.
This cut is fresh.
Now while we give that some time to dry, we can temporarily switch our attention to making the little Jonah action figure. We'll of course not want him to be very big because he'll need to fit inside the fish, so a small army man will work great, or I found these little tiny superheroes on clearance for 30 cents at Walgreens. So I'll be using Lex Luthor to make Jonah. I mean, they're probably somewhat similar, plus I'm going to paint him when I'm done. So after I've gotten Lex Luthor out of the packaging and removed his little power suit thingamajiggy, oh my goodness, his head moves. I'm going to take a soldering iron and very carefully bend his joints until he's left in a somewhat praying position. Because honestly, that's like the only thing I know of him doing in the whale. Anyway, let's get to it. With that, the little fish is complete and dry, and so is little tiny Jonah. What do you think, Jubilee? You think it turned out okay?
The project?
Yeah, the fish and Jonah?
Well, the fish, great. But Jonah, not really.
What's wrong with Jonah? He's amazing. Well, except the whole Nineveh thing, but...
Well, yeah, the Nineveh and his clothes.
He's in a fish. He doesn't have access to the greatest fashion. Well, we both love the fish, and half of us think Jonah is pretty cool, too. And there you have it. How to build Jonah and the big fish.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for watching, and please feel free to subscribe.
And here you have it. Jubilee, you missed your cue. Are you ready? And here you have it.
Seriously, I'm tired of this. I'm seriously tired of this.
Just say how to build Jonah.